garden at their school to plant tomatoes and herbs like on the school on the roof. So I mean we're in contact with schools, and I mean it's only just starting up. We've just finished like the first module, but it's been a huge success, and we hope that we can reach more children. I mean this is the mission. But you have to start somewhere, and right now it's on a one-on-one enrollment kind of basis, and kids are from different schools right now. But so it's in English and German, so we also hope that we could, maybe reach different language schools in the future as well.
I was going to ask that question. Do you teach in English or Arabic?
Currently English, German is planned, and Arabic hopefully in the future as well. But we're still getting there.
You don't have some Egyptian volunteers, for example, to join such a program? Maybe they can help talking about some other areas?
We have AUC volunteers help us. We have some teachers from the Desert Development Center itself, and then we have some student volunteers who come in, because the program is currently offered on weekends, so on a Saturday. So we have a few students who help out, every Saturday and come in. But hopefully, as the program expands, we're gonna, we might have more volunteers.
So what about the levels? You said that the students usually go through levels. How many levels do you have in this program?
Currently we have the pre-basic, the basic, intermediate, and advanced, so we'll have 4. And
how long does it take for each level, to pass each level?
They're in 4-week sessions, so each week there'll be one lesson.
Well, the basic is 6 weeks.
The basic 6 weeks.
So 4 weeks, and other courses are 6 weeks, including, so this is like 6 Saturdays in a row, and it's 3 hours each time. And then starting from the basic level, you also have this field trip that I was talking about to the farm. So it's like an excursion, weekend.
So what about the main challenges that you really faced during making this program?
What are the challenges? I mean, I think the first program went really, really well. We all really enjoyed it also as teachers. I mean, of course, you have like kids running around, and you're kind of, the
you can't control them?
Sometimes. I mean, especially when they get very excited and you're outside and they start running around. I mean, Andrew had one session where everybody was starting to climb trees. And
yeah, exactly.
It's sometimes, really hard to even kind of contain them a little bit. But I mean, the really rewarding thing is that I think kids learn very, very quickly. They remember a lot of things from one week to the next. For example, there was one, I mean, we told kids last time that they shouldn't throw, plastic rubbish. We're actually eating candy, and we told them not to throw the wrapper and, just around. And then the kids really got it, and at the end they were like, here's my wrapper, I'm going to put it in the bin. So I mean, I think this is really the time when you learn very quickly, and it's very rewarding to see that it does have an impact, on kids quite quickly actually. So I mean, the challenge
would just be really putting forth a curriculum that matches the aptitude of the age group that is enrolled in like the specific module. So that's really, because if it's too advanced, then you lose their interest. If it's not advanced, you lose their interest. So it's really like finding that match between the aptitude and the
you have to test it out, and you have to remain flexible. And of course, sometimes, some of the kids speak English a little bit better than others. If you have, like, for example, a 2-year age difference, you can see that these kids read and write a lot quicker, So if you go through, like, material where you read things, then you just have to be, like, a little bit, make sure that, the slower kids, like the younger kids, don't lose interest, or they actually still understand, whereas like the older kids don't get bored. Like you kind of have to be, as a teacher, like always looking at the kids and trying to see, are they interested or not, are they getting it, are they, confused, like are they having fun or not. So like this is probably the challenge, but I think it worked pretty well so far, and the kids were really enjoying it. We're also trying to make it fun. We have these 2 main characters, Carrie the lemon, and Carrie the carrot, and Larry the lemon. So like each module starts with Carrie and Larry doing something, and the kids get used to them.
Are these the pictures for some of the kids?
Yeah.
No.
No?
No, this is a different thing. No.
Okay.
They're cartoon characters though, and we have them mixed in different scenes relating to the environment, and also in the garden.
Yeah, these programs are, like, currently they're all happening at AUC's New Cairo campus. So we're outside in AUC's garden, we have an organic vegetable garden, so kids can actually plant vegetables and harvest vegetables, and then they see how a garden, like irrigation, works. And we're also having new greenhouses currently being built, so like hopefully in the future they can also learn about greenhouses, about just doing, hands-on kind of small agricultural experiments.
So tell us an exciting story or a funny story.
God, there's a couple of them. I guess maybe one funny stories is we were out by the olive trees. I'm trying to explain, the importance of the olive tree within the Mediterranean region, and trying to ask them, what are the different products that come from an olive tree? Like olive oil, eating the olives, and just trying to teach them about olive trees. So I was talking to a couple of them, they were getting excited and whatnot, and after a few minutes, I realized I had 4 of them in front of me, and I'm talking, and then I turn around, and 4 of them are up in the trees, and I'm like, guys, come on. And, I mean, it's really cute, and so it's just things like that. Like, kids are so unpredictable, and...
Another thing that happened last session, we were teaching them about plants, and like the whole birds and the bees story, and then one of the boys was like, oh, there's male and female plants, and then he was asking, can a rose flower marry like a different type of flower? So you have these moments where you get like questions that are like really unexpected, or often they show like questions so that like kids really think and they got it. Like we had an activity where people had like the kids had activity sheets and they had to collect leaves from different trees and glue them to the sheet, and that sheet had information about the tree, and then they have to like collect. I mean, this is what we're trying to like convey information, but also always have some sort of hands-on activity part, so that they have to collect in the garden, they have to find the right tree, collect the leaf, and glue it to the page. And we had a palm, I mean, we're talking about palm trees as well. We have lots of palm trees on the New Cairo campus. So we thought, well, those leaves are really high up, so we had to, give them like another one, like another palm tree. We said, okay, this is your palm tree leaf. And then later on the kid came and said, like, how did you get the leaf from like way up there? Like they do like think about it. Like often like it takes an hour and then they come to you and ask you a question that, you really didn't expect. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. And especially seeing that they do really understand a lot more than you sometimes think.
So how do you evaluate dealing with the Egyptian kids and children in general? How do you evaluate them?
I don't know. I mean, we've only had Egyptian kids in this last module, and we didn't.
Just like any other kids, really.
Did they? They were cooperating with you. They like the ideas of protecting the environment, for example. They are eager to learn more.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely, and I mean, they were all very enthusiastic about almost everything we did. They had a lot of energy. Yeah, they were very interested, and especially when it comes to like playing with soil, like really kind of
using their own hands.
Using their hands, and I think these were like probably the most successful parts where they can like they grow. Like for example, we had them grow seeds. I mean, we give them seeds, and that you can grow them on cotton, and then they kind of sprouts, and within a week you can see how they grow, like day by day.
We used to do this at school.
Yeah,
yes.
and then they had to make like a little diary of like my sprouts look like this today, and they came back like the next week, and they're already proud, and the sprouts are this high up, and they were the ones looking after them. So this is another thing that we're trying to teach, like actually taking responsibility for something in the environment and looking after it and nurturing it somehow. So they loved that, and I mean most of the kids we had in the last programs, like they went to international schools, I think.
Yeah, for the most part.
So they knew English. I mean, it didn't feel like in any way different from any other kids.
So how can people learn about your program, the parents, for example, to enroll their children? You said that it's still starting.
Yeah, it's still starting. There is a Facebook page.
There's a Facebook page called Mini Academs, small M, mini, and then capital Academs. There's also, people can email us. The email address is also on the Facebook page. It's just wow, like wow, WOW at miniacadems.com. Or email us at the AUC and find out about the program. I mean, we're always happy to, reach out to more schools. If schools are interested to join us, we have like really good facilities at AUC to actually, to accommodate people. Also at the DDC, training, and we have a training center with a cafeteria, possibilities for like 100 people to stay overnight, and as I said, like the forest, and it's a really good learning environment. I think we can use it a lot more to reach out to kids.
So the school schools in general try to reach you, or you try to select schools according to your program? How does it go?
Both. We're not really selecting schools, we're approaching them. I mean, we're in contact with many schools.
Approaching schools in general.
Yeah, I mean, both is happening. I mean, I think there's a lot of ways in which, people enroll. I mean, there's individual parents who just see the Facebook page or who hear about it and just email us. Then there's entire schools who are interested. Now we have a school we're designing a tailored program for them for this winter break in January. So they say we have so many kids, we'd like to have a focus on this. So we're also like a little bit flexible in what we can offer. This other school wants to open a rooftop garden. There's some schools who only want a field trip. They don't want this week by week, but they want to take the kids to a farm just for a weekend, so we can do that as well. There's many different ways in which, schools approaching us approaching schools, and then individual parents just finding out about it and wanting their kids enrolled.
Well, we'd like to thank you very much, Dr. Tina Miskolski, the Research Coordinator at the Desert Development Center at AUC. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you very much, Dr. Andrew Petrovich, the Research Associate. Thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you.
And now we're going to move to a report about a success story with Ashley El Ginti, and we'll be back.